everyone. At this point, there's no point in saying the whatever anymore. I know that it has been inconsistent. I wanted to do one every day initially, but I feel like I've gotten to where I want to be, which is to feel more comfortable doing this. And I have. I'm kind of like I've been wanting to do my next stage, which is to have a topic and to have kind of like pointers that I want to talk about, and hopefully to kind of get more precise and direct and to the point, so that not wasting your time, and I even for myself I would have a better understanding. But it's been a lot going on in my life recently, and also I always don't feel like I'm in the right state of mind and condition of my body to like do this. I feel like and also it's the same according to my astro chart. I'm still in the phase of healing my insecurity, especially. So I know that it's a tough period for me. So it's whenever I got like pockets of time or like pockets of energy that I'll be doing this. So today I just want to share that I've always known this phrase of like when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. But I also have this, just through experience and everything, I've always got this very strong sense that we always have the misconception of teacher. We always feel like it's a person. It's a person that comes in as a form of a teacher to like impart their wisdom, impart their knowledge and experience and whatever. I mean, it could be. I'm not saying that it's not, but most of the time, I feel like the teacher comes in a form of experience, in a form of challenge. So in a sense of like, you know, only when you are ready to receive or to go through a certain kind of challenge and to maybe to learn a lesson from it, then the universe will present you like, here you go, here is the experience. Of course it can literally come in a form of experience, like in circumstances, in situations. Of course it can come in as a person, like a person is supposed to teach you, supposed to impart the wisdom. But also I always feel like it comes in terms of like for me, why am I even mentioning this is because out of nowhere I just bumped into one of my secondary school friend that I've lost contact with for more than 10 years. And surprise, surprise, we have been living in the same estate for the past 5 years, and we have not bumped into each other till today. And so just to share a little bit, me, her, and another friend used to be good friends, and we used to be really, really close in the sense of like we would actually call ourselves BFF or like best friend, however you want to call it, especially in the teenage years. So we were that. We were really, really close, and of course, like we were just kids. We were really young, and we have our fair share of like, um, you know, not like trauma, but you get it when I say trauma right now. Like we have our fair shares of traumas and triggers from our family, from our society, this and that, and of course, we make do with the best we can in our experience, right? With what we are equipped to handle, right? So I think we remain friends all the way through and onto our 20s, and of course things didn't stick, or we kind of have like different phases of our life, or like differences that we didn't remain friends after that, or rather I didn't remain friends with them after that. And it always feels like I've been left behind, and also that I know that I wasn't the easiest person to deal with. I mean, I am really, actually really grateful for people for sticking with me um, throughout almost my whole life. And the person that came to my mind is actually Stephanie. She's one of my closest friends from secondary school, and we fall in and out of kind of like friendship or contact, I would say. throughout this 20 over years, more than 20 years in fact. So I'm like really grateful because I do have self-awareness. Like I wasn't the easiest person to deal with. I had a lot of trauma and I had a lot of conditioning that I couldn't see through, and especially paired with the fact that after looking through my astrology chart, I kind of have a better idea of like what kind of person I am. I This is not a brag, but I do have a lot of depth in terms of intellect and in terms of emotions. And the thing is, I've always feel and only known recently that I do not have the perception or like the the kind of like thinking or like the feeling of how usually people are, especially like what as you perceive as like the normal people, like the 3D people. I do not have that, which is why I feel like I've struggled like a lot throughout my life, especially people around me trying to put me in a box like you shouldn't think that way, you shouldn't feel that way, you should feel like this, you should think like this, and you should behave, you should and shouldn't, and that just drives me absolutely nuts. So I feel like I was probably in the worst place of my life. um I don't know, I couldn't really pinpoint like a period, but there was up and downs. Of course I've been through the worst period of my life where I feel like I even feel like depressed was the wrong word to use, but basically I feel like I don't have a space, I don't have a place in this world, and I just kept being squeezed out. And I know that my behavior and my thinking wasn't the best at that time because I keep going into this space of like feeling depressed and dark, and I don't know how to deal with it. And I feel like I have been a burden, and difficult to deal with for the people around me, and which is why like there are a lot of people around me who just left, who just up and left, and I have a lot of awareness for that because I mean, coming from a space that I never feel like I fit in the first place, I have an acute sense for knowing that when people want to up and leave me, I know that. So of course, when the moment I sense that, I'm like, what's the point? I'm not gonna try to stay in your life. I see no point in that, which is why people I have people that keeps leaving and leaving me, and of course that contributes a lot to my confidence, right? To my confidence, to my self-worth, to my self-esteem, and always feeling like I have no place in this world. Especially I don't really know how to play the human game, I would say. Um, However you want to see this human game as hierarchical, socially accepted, whatever it is. So I mean, after all, we three of us have been best friends for like a really, really long time. So, like ever since they fall off, once in a while they do, once a blue moon they do come to my mind, like trying to, I don't know whether you should call it, I can call it reflect, or to just analyze the whole thing. Like, of course, on my own personal part, I do still have resentment in the sense of like I wasn't at my best. I was trying to look for support, and I feel like I've been pushed out. And what kind of best friend do you call when you push people out like that? And there was no. I also understand from their point of view, like we were all young. We don't have the capacity to, or the knowledge, or like the wisdom to actually help another. And given that we were all so close in age group, and but the thing is, I've always wondered, even when you don't have the capacity, do you actually stick through? Do you be honest? Do you be direct about how you feel? Or do you feel like, that person doesn't fit my criteria and I push that person out of my life? Like, I do wonder that sometimes. And also reflecting on my own actions for the people around me, because I have been on this healing journey, on this self-expansion journey for especially intense for the past 2 years, 3 years. And not to compare, but but also comparing, I've kind of like walked into my authentic self, or like the self of being able to understand, having more awareness, and then seeing the journey of myself and others at the same time. So I've tried because of the experience I have, I've always tried my best to be there for other people, and then to, of course, see the path that they're on, knowing that while some things that you can see, not necessarily that I am going to share it with them, because sometimes we don't learn through words, we learn through experiencing. So only when they step into certain experiences and they feel a bit lost, I offer that support. And at the same time, not seeing that friendship as being transactional, because, you know, if it's within my capacity, if it's within my will, I will help you, and see that you don't have to return in any form of way. But at the same time, where do I draw the line? Like, when it becomes unbearable, when do I become straightforward, and when is it right to draw my boundary without abandoning another? Like, I've always had this in my mind. Till now, I still haven't got a firm answer, but I do agree at a certain point, certain time, I don't have the capacity to help another. So yeah, I mean, it could be her, my ex-best friend, that I still have much resentment for, that I'm not ready to meet yet. But universe brought her back to me. So I feel like the universe is saying that I feel like you're ready. You're ready to understand this, you're ready to know this, you're ready to master the art of relationship, the art of friendship, I would say. I feel like that's the message I've got. Like, you're ready to deal with this. I know that there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of resentment, there's a lot of feelings involved, and not that you have a lot of wisdom yet, but it's time. Yeah, so that's how I feel for now. And if I'm ready, I'll keep you guys updated if you guys are even interested to listen. So thank you very much.